Flood back behind them. They will try this all over again as the green flag flies, and this time it is Aaron Poe with a good advantage. James Flood to the outside will automatically work right up to the outside of Toby Ott. It's a two-car battle for second with Cody Friesen tucked back in behind at fourth. Out front, Aaron Poe with a good run off of four will have the lead first time around. James Flood tries to keep that high line working as he gets way up into the wet stuff. He'll lose a position to Cody Friesen. Friesen slides up, tries to cut off his momentum and secure that third spot, but James Flood will keep that mow going up on the top side. Riding the top shelf around the rim, stays right outside the 0-4 as the top two cars start to spread out a little bit, but James Flood gets back around Friesen and secures third.
Cody Friesen did not want pass, but Flood had to battle and find his way around. Now we'll see same thing for Zach Zeigen. As Zeigen pulls down the bottom, he slides around Friesen easily. Now turn to for a little bit of action here.
So Poe well out in front, Flood and Ott, a side-by-side battle for second. Johnny Coates starting to work his way through the field deeper in the field. He started 16th, and he is now knocking on a top 10 starting spot. As Aaron Poe, a half a car length advantage out in front of Toby Ott and James Flood, who are still side-by-side in a battle for second. Yellow.
You still hadn't got a chance to move yet.
Well, Aaron Poe, we'll see if that Mark Carter car from a year ago that picked up a feature win can pick up their first feature win this year, as he is out in front by 3 car lengths. That outside line did not work for Toby Ott. James Flood worked the low line as 2 spinners over in turn 2 will bring out the caution flag again. That is the 67 of Gel to himself. James Flood tries to peek inside on the green flag and is unable to do so as Poe stays out in front. Now Toby Ott, second time now that high line just simply has not worked coming off of 2, and James Flood has been able to capitalize on the misfortune of the 27. So James Flood takes over second spot. Now Zach Zeigen to the inside. He will try to do the same as he moves to the inside of the 27 of Toby Ott. Has a nose out in front, gets it up to the door handle, but then is unable to make that pass as he gets a little squirrely off of turn 2, has to lift off the gas and fall back in line. Nobody has stepped out of line until you all the way back to Johnny Coates, and that is now in 10th as he has moved to the inside of the 25 of Donnie Miller.
Well, Zeigen did use the outside line, was able to make 1 car pass anyway, but right now he's kind of stuck behind Toby Ott. He's trying to do his best out there. Aaron Poe, your leader. James Flood second, Ott third, Zeigen fourth.
Oh, what about Jason Park bouncing through turn 3? He got all the way up in the air whenever he hit the rut. That would allow a couple cars to get around him, including the 35 of Johnny Coates and the 1D of Daniel Deason. So both of those 2 cars take advantage of the misfortune by Jason Park. As a battle out in front, Aaron Poe, a 5-car length advantage over James Flood. Then another 7-car length advantage to Toby Ott, and then Zach Zeigen. It is just one big Mamba line all the way from 1st to 6th. Nobody stepping out of line, all nose to tail. Now Daniel Deason tries to get around the 35 of Johnny Coates off of turn 4. He will be able to make that pass. The 175 of Jason Park tries to do the same thing as he peeks to the inside of last race's feature winner, Johnny Coates, and Coates will lose another position, so losing 2 spots in 2 laps does Johnny Coates. Go back to action up at the front as Aaron Poe, now in lap traffic, gets around Nick Gibson. James Flood will follow suit, and then it's side-by-side as Zach Zeigen peeks to the inside of Toby Ott in the 27. Nitro Nick Gibson gets in the way as he is slower by far, and Toby Ott nearly rear-ended him over in turns 3 and 4. He had to lift, and that allowed Zach Zeigen to get around him. Cody Friesen will now get around the 1G as Nitro Nick goes to the grass. He was just in no man's land, getting all sorts of trouble. Now a battle up front as lap traffic will play a factor again. James Flood gets around the 45 of Aaron Poe, and now the green flag will fly. But once Aaron Poe has gotten out in front, it has been difficult for anybody to really haul him in, and he will have a good hole shot again as Zach Zeigen does the crossover move to get to the inside of James Flood, but Flood goes willing it over into turns 1 and 2. Johnny Coates gets the worst end of it as his front end is all damaged over in turn 2. And this entire race, they started in the top 3 rows. And with 11 laps down, the green flag flies, and Aaron Poe gets pushed by James Flood down the front stretch, stays right with him, and then James Flood nearly rolls it over in turn 2. He hit a rut and is finally able to get back on all fours, and he drops back to 5th. Toby Ott will get around Zach Zeigen as James Flood took a ride, and he'll almost take another one as he and Bobby Barnett get together. Ted Welshmeyer has to take evasive maneuvers, and all 3 will go into the grass off of turn 4. Bobby Barnett still continues to do donuts in turn 4. Yeah. The green flag stays out. Bobby Barnett will get back on the dirt. He'll get rolling again. Ted Welshmeyer will put it in reverse, and he'll try to get rolling. And James Flood is going nowhere as he spins it out right in the middle, so a couple of big-time heavy hitters go down by the wayside off of turn 4, and what has that allowed? That has allowed the 45 to get out in front, and now the 175 will bring out the caution opportunity here to pick up his first win of the season, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Street Stocks.
I'm picking Toby Ott for the last lap. We'll see if he can get it done.
Well, with that type of start from Aaron Poe, it's going to make it tough on the 27. He got off to an outstanding start. He is now a 3-car length advantage over the 27, but here comes Ott. He will dive bomb it into turn 3. Zach Zeigen looks to the inside. He'll try to take over second as the white flag comes out. It's a 3-car battle up front, but right now it is all Aaron Poe. Toby Ott back in second. Zach Zeigen trying to make the move and get around the 27, but will be unable to do so as the checkered flag flies. It will go to Aaron Poe. Is back underway, and with Ryan Middaugh and Peyton Phillips out front, I think Ryan Middaugh is going to be pretty tough on that starting pole position as the green flag is in the air and the hammer is down. He will lead them off into turn 1. They'll spread out 2 and 3 wide. That outside line really working in the early going as they get a couple of good runs. Chase Domer being one of those. He is up in 5th. Ryan Middaugh has checked out. And how about the 0-2 able to make a move as well as he is working his way through the field. As a second spot now secured for Tanner Mullins. And the 4W lost a lot of ground as Tyler Woolf got up into the loose stuff. He dropped all the way back to 5th. Now he's back up to 4th, looking to the inside for more inside the 9D8 of Peyton Phillips.
Wichita, Kansas is coming. As up there now, he's getting real close. Tanner Mullins up there trying to make a charge. Mullins and Middaugh.
Pair of 75 side by side as Tad Davis got loose. That allowed Terry Phillips to peek to the inside. TP will make that line work, take that spot away as they fly down the front stretch. The 21 of Ryan Middaugh continues to check out. Tanner Mullins just trying to keep pace with him. He is 0.8 of a second. And the number 5 of Robbie Reed goes to the infield, a feature winner from 2 races back. His night done as he comes to a dead standstill in the infield. Another car has worked his way off the track. That's the number 31 whose night is done. Dean Willie has exited stage right, and just like that, they are already up into lap traffic. The number 21 looks out in front, and the first car to go a lap down will be Jimmy Dowell. Dowell to the inside. Ryan Middaugh just comes flying off of turn 4, goes to the outside, and will put him a lap down.
6 laps in the books as we got another one going to the infield over there on the backstretch.
Austin Siebert goes to the infield. The 51 of Lucas Gibbs goes to the outside. And the number 3, that is Nick Beidinger. So cars falling off one by one by one as up front Ryan Middaugh tries to navigate lap traffic. He's got a whole mess of them out in front of him. As right behind him, Tanner Mullins also got around all of the lap traffic. Another car goes to the infield. The number 88's night is done. Jimmy Dowell will go in, and he'll form the Mamba line with the other 3 cars that are already out of the race.
Phillips trying to make some moves now. It's Terry trying to go around 13.
And how about Matt Johnson already off the track? The 1X has exited stage right. So Ryan Middaugh trying to get around all the lap traffic. He's had a tough time getting through them, and it has also cost the 0-2 of Tanner Mullins, as Tanner Mullins has given up the ghost. Tyler Wolf has gotten around. outside line works. Peyton Phillips, the first in that outside line, tries to work to the outside of Tyler Woolf. He stays right with him, wheel to wheel, as they go bouncing through turns 1 and 2. They make it 3 wide, trying to both peek to the inside of Ryan Middaugh. Tyler Woolf will sandwich Peyton Phillips out, and there goes Ryan Middaugh. Slides high on the track. He loses 2 positions in 1 lap. Tyler Woolf will lead that one on lap 10. Peyton Phillips tucks back in second, but Ryan Middaugh, he's not done. He looks to the inside of the 98 and tries to make that pass over in turn 3. Goes way down low on the track, slides up in front of the 98. Will take that spot away, but the 98 of Peyton Phillips back to the inside. Door handle to door handle, they go again through turns 1 and 2. Ryan Middaugh has the advantage as John Sheets will call it a night. He heads off the track over in turn 4. Tough break for the 2-time winner here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Tyler Woolf out in front by 5 car lengths over Ryan Middaugh. Peyton Phillips to the inside. Then Chase Domer, he's come out of nowhere. He's worked his way up into a top 4 spot. 12 laps in. They'll see the cross flags from Bruce Gordy this time around. Tyler Woolf now a full straightaway advantage over Ryan Middaugh. Peyton Phillips, now Chase Domer. 2, 3, 4. They're all nose to tail as they exit turn 2.
Tell you what, Tyler Woolf has finally got the landing he wanted to own, as he's separating himself right now from Middaugh. But third place still yet to be determined. Side by side, they're battling hard for third position.
So Ryan Middaugh, who was leading on that last restart within the span of a lap and a half, lost 2 positions. He's earned one of those back, but it has allowed the 4W of Tyler Woolf to say adios as he has checked out. And now TP, Terry Phillips, who gets off the track in turn 4. He goes mudding through the grass on the front stretch. He will call it an evening as he heads back to the paved area in the middle of the track. So 16 laps in, and another car falls by the wayside.
Yeah, tough break, Terry Phillips. Watch Peyton Phillips. Talk about the other Phillips up there, Middaugh. Side by side, he wants second, he's going to get it.
The number 21 gets way up high on the track. His front hood is flipped up. He's having a tough time even seeing through that. Luckily, whenever you're sliding, you look off the right window, not out your front window. So he is able to keep pace as he has dropped back to 4th. Now Chase Domer, he's trying to get around the 98 car. Gets up into the tacky stuff on the high side. Right in top shelf, 2 more cars will fall back.
Terry
One of
Schultz.
those being Terry Schultz.
Right. Terry goes in, is still yet. Whoa, watch out, hang on, Wolf.
So
Wolf
you're
goes to sideways, trying to get around lap traffic at Donnie Fellers.
They're trying to get around the 24 of Donnie Fellers, and he'll have to lift off the gas. What kind of opening is that going to give? He lost a lot of ground as he hit a rut over in turn 1 and 2. Had to lift off the gas, and that allowed the 98 to catch back up with him. He is now a good 6 car lengths behind the 4W. Chase Domer, another 4 car lengths behind him. Donnie Fellers, still the man in the crosshairs of the 4W. The lap traffic just not getting out of the way of your race leader. Finally, the 4W will clear him on the high side. Here comes Peyton Phillips. That allows him to cut another half a car length in front of the 24 of Donnie Fellers and pull right up along the back bumper of Tyler Woolf.
Peyton Phillips 4 cars behind Wolf now. That's coming in next. G. Domer has a 1 more lap to Tyler Wolf in the 4 car. Peyton Phillips again about 3 or 4 car lengths behind. Just a couple of.
Peyton Phillips is running out of laps, and Tyler Woolf is looking up at the pylon every time he hits the backstretch, looking at that big red number, hoping for hit to hit the 25. Chase Domer has also caught up with the 98 of Peyton Phillips. That completes lap 23. 2 more times around, and right now for Tyler Woolf, it is about not making a mistake. The only thing that's going to cost him in this one is if he hits a rut the wrong way. 1 more time around, Peyton Phillips still within breathing distance of the 4W.
Well, it looks like Tyler Wolf should have a claim from here on. As he comes around, it'll be Tyler Wolf to get the checkers. Right behind him, Peyton Phillips, and you see Chase Domer.
By race control. This start considerably better as Dylan Hoover still gets a good start over Cole Henson. They will go nose to tail in turn one. Aaron Morant, and there's Caden Cornell, the Willard, Missouri native. Special K pulls side by side with the 1X as they are fighting for second and third position, respectively. That has allowed the 99 of Dylan Hoover to check out by 4 car lengths. The Hammer has secured second spot as he slides up in front of the number 50 of Caden Cornell. Aaron Morant still mired back a little bit behind traffic as he is in fourth. And here comes Shane Essery. He is in fifth and looking for more as he dive bombs inside the 1X. Cole Hansen has fallen by the wayside. He was second, and now he's back to fifth.
Tell you what, Aaron Morant's got his hands full as Morant up there trying to get Cornell. Cornell is fighting hard to save that spot.
Tell you, the guy that does not have his hands full right now with anything is Dylan Hoover, as he is a rocket ship. He is hauling the mail off of turn 4, a half a straightaway advantage over the 50 of Caden Cornell, and he is just continuing to find that perfect line. He stayed out of trouble. He hasn't hit a rut, and he is flying through the field.
Lap traffic coming up there. Dylan Hoover working him over.
And the first one to go by the wayside, John Aitken, and actually got into Dylan Hoover just a little bit. Now Aitken slides up in front of the 50, and he's going to run a pick and roll for the number 50. That allows Dylan Hoover to get a little more breathing room between he and Caden Cornell as he held the Wonder Boy up a little bit. Now Hoover to the high side. Puts 2 more cars a lap down. Caden Cornell will try to take that exact same line.
Cornell driving it. Has a problem with 15 that time of Aiken. Aiken going behind the wall, bring out a yellow flag.
Yeah, he's not going to quite make it. A couple of heavy hitters back behind him, and Aaron Morant and Caden Cornell. He is the first to hit the accelerator. Green flag flies, and Dylan Hoover will lead him across the flag stand. He's got plenty of company back behind him with Caden Cornell and Aaron Morant. Cornell will take that high line, use it to his advantage. He likes it up top where he's able to find plenty of traction, get a lot of momentum, but didn't work for him that lap as Aaron Morant stayed right with him.
Caden runs second, Morant third. Shane Essery up to fourth now as there's good racing out there on the track. Hanson runs fifth. Sixth looks like it's going to be Lane Elhart. Problem for Larry Jones. Jones on the backstretch, he's off pace.
So a problem for that number 99, but not a problem for the other 99 as Dylan Hoover just continues to be on a tear. Right now, doesn't look like anybody has anything for the pilot of the number 99. Caden Cornell is next in line, but again, that is a 1.7 disadvantage for Caden Cornell, and then it's another 1.3 back to Aaron Morant.
A lot of ground out there between first and second, third now, as they about equal distance between those.
So Caden Cornell and Aaron Morant both started on the outside, nose to tail with each other. They got themselves through traffic pretty easily, disposing of Chad Richwine and Cody Hansen. But the one guy that is out in front that mentioned it before, bad fast in the heat race, and he has not lost a thing. He has been able to stay up with the track as the night has gone along. And that 1.7 second advantage is now a 1.4 second advantage. Caden Cornell was able to cut into it just a little bit, but he again is running out of laps as this will complete lap number 13, 7 remain.
You know, Cade's rolling the dice. He's going through the rough spots in 1 and 2. And so he's kind of gambling out there trying to make up a difference.
This time across the line, it goes from a 1.7 second advantage to a 1.3. So he's getting about 4/10 every lap. And now, how many times do you see the Flash Johnny Finewald go a lap down? It just happened.
Don't happen.
Yeah, Dylan Hoover got past him, and now Caden Cornell got around him. It is just not working tonight for Johnny Finewald. 5 laps to go in this one as Hoover. Next to go down in the pecking order is Ryan Johnson. Hoover looks to the inside, nothing there. Now we'll go to the outside, gets pinched up a little bit.
Caden could actually see something here, as these next 3 cars, the way they're spaced, might be a disadvantage for Hoover.
Well, it was not good for him over in turn 2 as Caden Cornell hit one of those ruts. You said that he had been biding his time, going through the middle of the track and pressing his luck, and 2 laps in a row now it has not worked out for him.
Hoover up there once again. Hoover working his way through a couple cars, and we'll see if he can get around him. He should clear easy.
Well, right now, Caden Cornell hits another rut, and now he is about 2/3 of a lap behind your race leader. With 1 lap to go, this is all Dylan Hoover. Just go error-free for another half a lap. The pilot of the number 99 out of Columbia, Missouri in the Show Me Barbecue ride will see the checkered flags. The first time one of the big 3 has not won in 2019.